Hey there, Elliot, founder of Postwise here, and today we're going to go deep into something truly transformational: how to build a comprehensive content strategy that establishes your personal brand and creates consistent, engaging content for months to come. This is not just another surface level tutorial. I'm going to show you the exact framework I've used to grow my own personal brand and help countless creators and professionals build theirs. We'll turn your life experiences and expertise into structured content plans that resonate with your audience and drives real results. By the end of this video, you're going to have a clear roadmap for creating content across 4 strategic pillars, and you'll see exactly how Postwise can turn this strategy into effortless execution. So let's start this off. So the foundation of great personal branding is not templates and it's not tricks. It's your unique story. Before we can create compelling content, we need to document the experiences that have shaped your perspective. So I'm going to show my own life document that I've created, which is a centralized collection of my professional journey, pivotal moments, lessons learned, and expertise developed. This becomes your content goldmine that you'll draw inspiration from again and again. So what I'm going to do is just show you this document that I've written. And I really encourage you now to do the same thing, which is create a centralized document which details you in a nutshell. If it was a document that could detail your life, this is it. It doesn't need to be super long with loads of paragraphs. Just have a bunch of bullet points detailing your life. So I'm not going to go through into my exact story because there's a lot here. But essentially, I worked with Stephen Bartlett at his first company, one of his first employees. Eventually, I got bored, craving new challenges. I built a business with a friend. It was going amazing. We were helping people like Justin Bieber and Lady Gaga go viral. But behind the scenes, it was pretty chaotic. At the peak of success, my co-founder unexpectedly quit. He left, and I was just left in London trying to look after a confused team, unsure of where the future of our business was going. And you know what? I realized money wasn't worth it. The lifestyle was toxic. And more than anything, it was unsustainable and unhealthy. So I walked away from this multi-million-dollar business, protected my mental health, and I built Postwise, where rather than helping celebrities get famous, I was helping everyday creators do the same thing. So now we're a remote team. We have people based across the world, and my job is to help empower thousands of creators grow their own voice, brand, and audience online. So you can see this document puts into a really streamlined way your life. And I think that's an important thing for you to do. And that's the first stage that I would say is very important in you establishing your own personal voice. So once we've done that, it's really important that we transform those experiences into strategic content pillars. I've developed a 4-pillar framework that creates the perfect balance of connection, thought leadership, conversion, and most importantly, growth. So let me walk you through each pillar and how they work together to build a complete brand presence. So this was a post that I put onto LinkedIn that done very well. These 4 pillars give you endless content possibilities while ensuring every post serves a strategic purpose. Brand builder stories creates emotional connection. Philosophy content positions you as a thought leader. Offer insights drive conversions. Niche growth content expands your audience. The magic happens when you balance all 4 consistently. So you can see for brand builder stories, I've taken this time to understand, okay, these are personal stories. They humanize me, they humanize the brand, and they create emotional connections through vulnerable moments in my journey. This is me being one of the first employees at Stephen's company, the moment I realized I could do something myself, watching the company scale from 0 to millions. These are the human moments that make me me. This isn't about bragging. This isn't about we hit this amazing benchmark. It's the ups and it's the downs, but it's most importantly the personal stories that humanize me. So now comes the fun part. Let's actually create content using this framework. So to show you just how versatile this approach is, we're going to use a random number generator wheel to select random topics from our pillars. And this demonstrates a really important point. With a solid content framework, you can create compelling content on demand. There is no more staring at a blank screen or recycling the same ideas. You can literally pick a random idea from anything and have an amazing post in a few seconds. So I'm going to show you how that works. I'm literally going to spin it and let's see what we get. Okay, number 6. So let's go into the first one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The hollow feeling of making the famous more famous. That is a really interesting one. So I'm going to go into the AI writer and I'm going to go into voices. And I just want to see if I've got any guidelines set. So I haven't. So I usually do have some guidelines set. And this is a really good case of adding some guidelines and showing how it works. The reason why this is important is because guidelines allow you to weave in unique elements of your story into your post. So I'm going to say, here's my story. I'm going to paste this in. And then I'm going to say, where it makes sense, weave in unique elements from my story into the content generated. I'm going to press save. I'm going to switch it on, and you can see we're now using guidelines. So when I go back into the writer, boom, your custom guidelines are being applied to the generated posts. So that takes it from being something which not only sounds like me, but now it's going to have my unique story input as well. If I would have put in the hollow feeling of making the famous more famous previously, it wouldn't have had that unique element, but I'm now going to add that and press create and see what we can get based on me, my voice, and most importantly, my story. So let's see what we've got. We get 3 posts, and let me just hit the second. 3 a.m. confession. I used to wake up in cold sweats, not from nightmares about monsters, but from orchestrating viral moments for people who already had everything. Wow, that's deep. I mean, this is the power of Postwise. It has an incredible way of taking an idea and putting it into a really engaging concept. It's not just my story, it's my story amplified. It's adding this extra, it's adding some oomph to it. And this is written in such an engaging way. It's a special kind of torture, being the invisible hand behind the visible success. Wow. The quiet architect of loud fame, the shallow puppeteer pulling strings for millionaire marionettes. My team and I, we were digital alchemists, turning celebrity posts into viral gold. But gold doesn't glitter when you're pulling your hair out in your sleep. True story, ask my partner. Wow. So I walked away, left the Hollywood machine, chose authenticity over attention. Now I build tools for the underdogs, the ones with real stories, real dreams, real voices. So do you see how good this is? Like, it's interspliced my entire story in such a unique way, and it's done it in a way that sounds authentic and is most importantly engaging. So I really, really like that. I'm going to actually just favorite this. And this is how you build a tribe. You don't build a tribe by posting templated posts, by posting a video that recently went viral. You build a tribe by showing your insecurities, your vulnerabilities, the things that make you human, and then allowing people to follow you on your journey. So when you actually do meet those people, they already know you, they know your style, and they know what makes you you. That's what creating great content is, and that's what Postwise lets you do really, really easily. So next, let's create a philosophy post that showcases your unique lens on your industry. So I'm going to spin the wheel again and select a subtopic, and I'm going to go about creating content a slightly different way this time. So let's spin it again. 4. Let's take a look at what we've got. Philosophy. 1, 2, 3, 4. Why the gatekeeping of viral content creation must end. So let's take a look at philosophy / your lens, your unique perspective and beliefs about your industry. So this is me speaking about my industry. I'm in the AI space. I'm in the content creation space. I'm in the software space. Your unique perspectives and beliefs that position you as a thought leader with a distinctive worldview. This is very important. You want to be controversial. You don't want to be conformist. If you're a fitness guru, you do not want to say you get a 6-pack by doing 30 sit-ups a day. You want to present a worldview that conflicts with that, something that sets you apart. Obviously, you want to stay true and real to your own beliefs, but you want to think about the things that set you apart from traditional values. So, number 4, why the gatekeeping of viral content creation must end. So, I'm going to go into Postwise again, and you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to use this thing called description. This is a brand new feature we've got, and it allows you to not just use a topic. So previously, you would put in a topic, right? You put in one of these topics, evolving perspectives, the excitement of entering a new phase. Description allows you to enter an extremely detailed description showcasing exactly what you want to create. So you can type it in, or, and this is where it gets really, really cool, you can use the microphone input to create it using your voice, which is what I'm going to do, and I'm going to show you how this works. And just check out the granality of control that you get over this. Create a post about why we should stop gatekeeping tools. How, if you look at the history of anyone who's done anything incredible, they did it through a technological edge. And a lot of people look at AI and they think that it's a form of cheating. The truth is, it evens the playing field. It gives everybody the same tools to get access to the same things. And actually, you having access to these tools makes an even level playing field where everybody can win. I want you to start off with a really engaging hook. I also want you to use a metaphor in the first 10 lines, which details how to kind of convey this concept in a way that my audience is going to like. I want you to use a short bullet point list at some point in the post as well. And at the end of the post, I want you to speak about how I have a newsletter where I detail these kind of thoughts weekly. And I'm going to put a link in the comments so that they can access it. So you saw what I just done. I kind of just went off the head about an idea of a post as something that you might do when you're in the shower. And look, it's already got it and it's literally ready to go. So before I do this, I'm actually going to turn off guidelines because I don't want this to be about my story. This is just one of my thoughts and one of my ideas. I don't necessarily want it to be something that's about my personal story, Justin Bieber, Stephen Bartlett. I don't want it to be about that. What I want it to be about is just an idea I've had. So I'm going to switch off guidelines and see what I can create. And this is such a great way to create content because you don't always have a small topic. Sometimes you just have an idea and you just want to let it rip on the mic. This allows you to do that. So let's see. So you can see what I'm talking about. Create a post about why we should stop gatekeeping tools. And I've done a very, very specific list of what we should do, the first 10 lines and so on and so forth. And look how good this hook is. Your grandfather would have killed for ChatGPT, literally. Do you see how good that is? Like that just hits you like a ton of bricks. If you're down the timeline and you see that, you're like, damn, it really does put it into perspective. My grandfather would have killed for ChatGPT, literally. Imagine telling a medieval blacksmith, hey mate, this hammer you're guarding like a dragon's egg, in 500 years, everyone will have one. Damn. He probably tried to stab you with his trusted apprentice-made dagger. But here's the thing about technological edges. They don't stay edges forever. So do you see what it's done? It's created a metaphor of a blacksmith and how at one point a hammer was this amazing novel tool that nobody had. And now that's like $5 in your local DIY store. It's turned it into a metaphor that everyone can relate to, which is exactly what I asked it to. So powerful. They don't stay edges forever. They become bridges. Every unfair advantage eventually becomes a public utility. Here's the list I asked it for. Literacy was once reserved for monks. True. Computers were once military secrets. True. The internet was once an academic luxury. Now my neighbor's cat has an Instagram account. So I mean, just look what it's doing. It's turning a really complex idea into something that's very easily understood. And if you know my writing style, hey, I don't take offense if you don't. It is my style. I use humor. I use these little things of going very, very deep and very, very specific and then interject it with something like, yeah, my neighbor's cat now has an Instagram account. So when you say AI is cheating, I hear calculators are cheating at math. Google is cheating at research. True. Spell check is cheating at writing. Love that. Stop it. Every breakthrough in human history came from someone grabbing the newest tool and saying, watch this. The Wright brothers didn't flap their arms harder, they built a machine. I mean, that in itself is amazing. The Wright brothers didn't flap their arms harder, they built a machine. Einstein didn't memorize more physics, he reimagined reality. And you're not cheating by using AI, you're evolving. The real cheaters are the ones pretending they don't use it while screaming AI bad from their ChatGPT written threads. I mean, this is such a great way to put it across. I really, really love that. Embracing new tools isn't just smart, it's human. Love, Elliot. And by the way, do you remember I asked it to end it with the newsletter? P.S. I write about this stuff in my newsletter. Notes from Elliot Murray. Next drop, how I used AI to 10x my output while sleeping. Links in the comments. This is a post. I mean, this is a 10 out of 10 post. This is my style. It's funny, it's unique, it's novel. It does all of the things I asked it to. It's like having a prize writing ghostwriter just sitting there waiting to take your command. And this is so unique. And this is honestly something that would go in, like, this is something that would do extremely well on my socials. So again, I'm gonna favorite this. I want to make some edits to it, but this is 99% there. So let's spin it again and let's see what we get. 5. All right, let's see where we go. We are on offer insight posts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The 5-minute setup that gives you what took music labels entire teams to achieve. Okay, cool. So celebrity tools democratized. The 5-minute setup that gives you what took music labels entire teams to achieve. All right, let's do it. I'm going to switch on guidelines because I want to input some of my personal story in this, and I'm going to add the microphone so that we can actually speak about it. When I was working at Lightning, we would create these amazing campaigns that we would charge $15,000 for, $20,000 for, to make artists go viral. And the labels didn't care. They would pay whatever we asked because they would wake up and their musician would be trending. So everybody's happy. Everybody wins. The label's happy. the manager's happy, the artist is happy, and obviously we were happy. But here's the thing. Those same tools that we were using, everybody can get access to. And there's a secret 5-minute setup that gives you the same advantage that these music labels would have an entire team to achieve. Now, when we were creating content for these musicians, we would essentially seed unique content across a bunch of different accounts. How did we do that? We use micro and macro influencers. Now, here's the thing. Everybody who owns a brand would say, I would love Snoop Dogg to post about my brand. The truth is, if you check out Snoop Dogg's feed, all he does all day, every single day is post about brands. There is like a blindness that his audience now have when he posts anything in relation to sponsored or premium content. They've just seen so much of it that they've lost that importance. They've lost that authenticity. So rather than paying Snoop Dogg $50,000 for a sponsored post, you can pay an up-and-coming TikTok creator who has 2,000 followers $100. They love it because they've never been paid more than $10 for a post before. You're giving them a great opportunity, but you're now able to spend $10,000 to get potentially $1 million worth of return solely because you are selective. So here's the hack that I would say you should do. Number one, you want to make a spreadsheet detailing all of the different creators that are up and coming in your niche. Number two, you want to make a list of their Instagram handles. We're going to use the Instagram to grab their email address. That's really the best way to find a creator's email address. Many of them have business accounts and they have an email address in the link. Number three, what you want to do is go ahead and email them, ask for their price. By default, I don't think actually asking for a price is the best option. I would typically say to them, what is your best price? We currently have a campaign. We're offering $250 per post. Number four, you work at scale. Do not spend 5 hours researching 5 influencers and spend the whole day emailing 5 people. Set up a campaign using something like mailshake.com or Instantly, or outreach.com to send these messages at scale. You should be aiming for between 100 to 200 emails that you send out. And the idea here is you're using the fishnet technique. You're throwing a fishnet into the sea and seeing what comes back. You may only get 10%, but once you get that 10% back, they're going to be extremely valuable. Okay, so do you see what I did there? I just unloaded. It's not polished. There were a few mistakes along the way, but guess what? It doesn't matter. The main thing is that you're telling your story and you're putting it across in a way that's really, really valuable. And so check it out. We now have this. Now, the important thing is, like I said, I've got the guidelines added. So when I'm talking about things like Lightning, it knows, okay, that was Elliot's previous company. It gives it that context and understanding. So let's see what it creates. So let's see what we've got. Want to know how we made Justin Bieber trend for 15K? Let me tell you a story about how the music industry's best kept secret can work for your brand. 3 a.m., London, 2025. Obviously, I changed the date. I'm staring at analytics while a major label exec is losing his mind. How the hell did you do this? Their artist went viral. Again, here's the truth. We weren't doing rocket science at Lightning. We were just smarter about influence. Number one, the Snoop Dogg trap. Everyone wants the big names, but their feeds, pure sponsored content. Audience is blind to it all. $50,000 for glorified wallpaper. I love that. 2, the micro-influencer magic. Find hungry creators, 2 to 10K followers, pay them $100 to $250, watch them actually care, get 100 times the engagement. This is the playbook. And this is what's so good is I just went from like a kind of very broad idea. It still had some unique details to it. It's now turned it into a framework that is ready to post. Here's the exact playbook we used, the one labels paid us 20K for. Number 1, the fishnet method. Build a spreadsheet of rising creators. Like this is some serious juice right here. I might even just add this for myself. 2, grab their Instagram business emails. Scale outreach, 100 to 200 contacts. Use Mailshake or Instantly. 2, the price hack. Never ask what's your rate. Instead, we're offering $250 a post. Sets the anchor, keeps budgets tight. Big facts. This is one of the most important things. You don't want to be spending time, effort, energy, bartering with creators. You will just be there like you just want to set your price, and if they love it, they love it, and if they don't, it's all good. You could just find someone else that does. Number 3, the scale secret. Don't spend 5 hours on 5 creators. Cast wide nets, accept 10% conversion, build creator armies. I love that. Here's the kicker. The tools we used for Lady Gaga, you can set them up in 5 minutes. The strategies that made Cardi B trend work even better for regular brands. Why? Because nobody expects it from you. They expect it from Snoop, not from you. That's your advantage. Use it. Love, Elliot. Do you see how good this is? Like, that is a juicy, action-packed post, and it comes under this banner again that is super, super interesting of offer insights, conversion focused. It showcases how you solve your audience's most painful problems. My audience are creators who understand the power of social media, but don't necessarily understand how to turn it into a conversion channel. I'm now showing them exactly how to do that. And honestly, like the random number generator picked, I could have picked any single one of these. I went for number 5, boom, the 5-minute setup that gives you what took music labels' entire teams to achieve. That's such a compelling spin, such a compelling take, and creating this content is so, so useful. So I've literally put it in here. And I mean, like, if we just go back to take a look at that post, this is so useful. Like the fishnet method. I might even create a new post on the fishnet method. I might even create a post about how setting an anchor when doing outreach is super important when building creative relationships. This is the really important part of how to create great content. You create a post and then it creates unlimited variations after it. So again, super, super powerful. I'm going to favorite this one because I love this one as well. And we're on to our final pillar. So finally, let's create a niche growth post to attract new audience members. You know what that means? One more spin of the wheel. Let's do it. And I'm going to go into what this one actually details. So broadly appealing content that attracts a wider audience while staying relevant to your ideal clients and niche. So do you see how the last one was very narrow? It's like, I'm here to be the specified expert on my given niche. This one is, look, I don't want to go super thin here. I want to go broad. I want to attract a wider audience, but I still want to stay relevant to my ideal clients and niche. So let's see what it got. Number 6. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. In this case, I didn't have 9. Let's go again. How many have I got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We'll do 5 as the max and let's spin it, baby. Okay. Number 5. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Why smart repurposing beats creation every time. Okay, I love this. This is me in a nutshell. So in this case, we're going to talk about content repurposing, and this is actually very interesting and useful for you as well, because repurposing is one of the most important things that you can do as a content creator. Nobody has unlimited time. So we're going to go through that now. So boom, let's get a blank canvas, description, and I'm going to turn off guidelines. I don't actually want to speak about my story in this one. This is just an insight post. Smart repurposing beats fresh content creation every single time. I think everyone loves the idea of sitting under a tree with a blank moleskin notebook and writing a masterpiece. The truth is, in terms of you being a creator and creating content efficiently, that might work really great for one day of the month. It's not going to work every single day. You need systems, and more importantly, you need to utilize content repurposing. What do I mean by content repurposing? I want you to use your best posts as seeds that you can plant into a brand new tree. And then I want you to kind of speak about something. I want you to kind of demonstrate that in a unique way. So at this point in the post, I want you to create a kind of demonstration that shows the importance of repurposing as opposed to creating something from scratch. Then I want you to say that if you're a creator, you need to have you need to utilize smart repurposing. So you're not just copy and pasting the same post again and again and again. You're taking something and you're applying a unique take to it. So it's a proven concept, but it's got a new spin and a new take on it. And I want you to come up with a way that users can do that. So in this post, make sure that you give people a very clear, easy to follow activity that they can do to turn one of their classic posts or something that they've created previously into unlimited variations. Again, like it's literally 2 minutes in and you just get an amazing post out. Let's see what it creates. Boom. All right, let's see what we've got. The moleskin myth is killing your content game. I love that. So already it's like it's picked up on the moleskin idea. It thinks it's obviously a good thing to span from. The moleskin myth is killing your content game. Picture this. You, under a tree, blank notebook, waiting for divine inspiration to strike. Romantic, yes. Realistic, hell no. Here's what the pros do instead. I love this because it's like, it's engaging, it's funny, and then it's just straight into the action. It's like, here's the meat, here's how we actually do that. Here's what the pros do instead. They plant content seeds that grow entire forests. I mean, that's just beautiful. Like, it took what I said about a seed and it's turned it into a really nice metaphor. So let me show you. Took my viral post about AI ethics, and I'd replaced that with a post that I actually had created in the previous week. Turned it into 7 Twitter threads, 3 LinkedIn carousels, 1 newsletter deep dive, 2 YouTube shorts, 1 podcast episode. That's 14 pieces of content from 1 single post. Here's your 3-step repurposing system. See how we're now getting into the system. Here's the meat. Here's how to do it. 1, pick your champion post. Highest engagement wins. 2, extract the core nuggets, usually 3 to 5 key points. 3, remix with the scan method. I mean, look how good this is. Created a whole method. It's the scan method. And again, you can now create a whole content piece on the scan method. But anyway, let's check it out. Remix with scan method. S, switch perspective. C, change format. A, adds new context. N, new audience angle. Example, original post. Why AI will eat copywriting becomes how I survived the AI revolution. That's switch perspective. The AI copywriting flowchart. C, that's changing the format. So you now got a visual. AI writing during recession. That's A, that add new context. AI copywriting for real estate. N, that's the new audience angle. Stop being a content monk. Start being a content farmer. I love that. Plant once, harvest forever. Love Elliot. Damn. And I mean, look at even this. PS, want my complete content repurposing system? I built it into Postwise, your AI content companion. Link in comments. I mean, that's a 10/10 post and it's ready to go. And this is the most amazing thing. It's like, again, hitting on one of those different pillars. It's a completely different audience. It feels the same. It looks the same, but that's going to hit a completely different audience than my last kind of post, which is more specialist. This is broader. It's about how can I create more content? This is going to do amazingly at building my audience. So let me favorite this post because I love that. So now that we've created sample posts for each pillar, let's map out a complete monthly content plan. I recommend a 5-day posting schedule with a strategic mix of all 4 pillars. So in this case, we've done 4 posts. You can honestly just crank these out as quickly as I've done and you get a month's post in no time. So for LinkedIn, it's really important that you get a visual in. The algorithm really loves images. It doesn't love links, which is why we always say link in comments. So I'm going to actually go down and I'm going to add a screenshot. Screenshots do extremely well on LinkedIn. It's a content type that constantly performs well. It's this kind of tweet style screenshot. And you really want to be posting a screenshot on LinkedIn because the algorithm loves it right now. Actually, more than video. I've been playing with video and image always outperforms it. You don't want to post links. Always post the link in the comments, which is why Postwise is smart enough to put this down here. But in terms of the actual screenshot, let's just create one now. So you can create something yourself and I might do that, but I'll also show you, you can press generate AI hook and it's going to create one based on your post content. So I actually really like that. The moleskin myth is killing your content game. Here's what the pros do instead. I can add some different variations. I always add a glow around my face. Again, it's this brand familiarity. It stands out more in the timeline. You can change it and add a different color if you like. I picked this purple. And I don't show the engagement. I keep this all very typical. Dark mode, I don't. And then, or I do rather, and then boom, insert screenshot. And we now have that image posted into that screen. It's ready to go. So check it out. We now have this post ready and I'm going to press schedule for tomorrow at 1:15 and boom, ready to go. So that's the first post. Let's now go into the next one. This one's where we talked about Justin Bieber and how we spoke about the different ways that you can leverage those same techniques from these leading creators. I'm going to go ahead and add that here. I'm going to take away the hook because actually I'm going to have a different style in my one. And again, screenshot, generate from post. Let's see what we get. And a lot of times I use this as inspiration and then I just like go for my own one. So I help Justin Bieber trend. This is the playbook. I help Justin Bieber trend. This is the playbook. Everyone can do it. I like that. That is very good. Like there's not really much else to say. Boom. Love that. Schedule. Where's the next one? Your grandfather would have killed for ChatGPT. I love that. Such a good hook. And oftentimes you can just create oftentimes you can just create the screenshot based on the very start of the hook, which is like this. I mean, that's a very good hook as it is. But for variants, sometimes you want to add something a little bit different. Don't let the Luddites shame you. Calculus is cheating at math. When feedback feels like a punch in the face, let's see what else we get. Using AI isn't cheating, it's human. I love that. Isn't cheating, it's human. I think I clicked it one too many times. Perfect. And again, it's controversial. One of the big things right now is like everyone's using AI, literally everyone, and people that aren't are kind of losing. So creating content around that is actually really, really interesting. And then boom, we're ready. Schedule. And let's go for this final one now. Gonna open up the writer. Empty calories, not the time you get from midnight pizza. And this is the one talking about my personal story. So create a screenshot. Boom. Stop feeding the machine. Link below if you're ready to be heard. I mean, I quite like it just like that, to be honest. I think stop feeding the machine is interesting. But let's see what else we get. Your story matters more than their sponsored post. Not bad. I was feeding the wrong monster. These are all very good. I like that. I sacrificed my name in the pursuit of wealth, and that made me poor. I think that's actually very good. And all this image is doing, you know, if we think about it from a psychological concept, it's turning an idea of like the core element of your post into something that's going to stop somebody scrolling. You know, you want to stop somebody scrolling. I actually got this from John Brosio, who's an amazing creator that you should 100% check out. He's somebody that uses these screenshots extensively, and he has an amazing way of creating these really engaging hooks. And really, the thing that he told me is like, it's like the hook of a post. You know, like when you're scrolling down the timeline, it's the thing that you see first. So you want to create it so that it's super engaging. And so honestly, that's like a perfect way to put it. And boom. So if we head into the queue, we can see we now have 4 days of posts written. Now, obviously, in this case, I'm kind of like detailing it as I'm doing it as a tutorial and I'm walking through things. In actuality, grab a coffee, sit in front of your laptop and just hammer these out. And literally in half an hour, you can have a whole month's worth of content. And it's not the same old gibberish that you just see ChatGPT create. This is you. This is amazing content, trained on the best creators, optimized for engagement. So one last thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to enable my growth settings, which I think I've already spoken about in an earlier video. But I'm going to add my newsletter plug. Let's see what this looks like. So let's actually add my newsletter. Elliot Murray Notes. Yep, that's me. And then I'm going to say link to my newsletter. Weekly thoughts to turn you into a 1% thinker. Boom. I'm date. So I'm going to say that I want that to go 5 minutes out after my post, and I want to automatically add that newsletter plug. What that means is now from every single post that I create, it's going to be automatically leaving that comment 5 minutes after it gets posted, meaning I'm going to drive people from LinkedIn into my newsletter, which I can do whatever I want with. In your case, that could be a book a call with me. It could be a link to a new course you've created. It could be literally anything, but that's what I'm pushing. So there you have it, a comprehensive content strategy that transforms your experiences and expertise into a consistent, engaging personal brand. By balancing these 4 pillars, you'll build connection, you'll establish thought leadership, and you'll drive conversions that expand your audience. Remember, great content isn't about random inspiration. It's about strategic storytelling and consistent execution. With your life document as your foundation and those 4 pillars that I spoke about, you'll never have to stare at a blank page again. So this completes our tutorial series. I hope these videos have given you the foundation to take your personal brand to new heights with Postwise. If you have any questions along your journey, our support team is always here to help. You can also follow me on LinkedIn. I'll be happy to have a conversation with you in the DMs. Here's to your content success. I wish you the best using Postwise.